station area. We talk about things that you may want to talk about. We're just like the Guile treatment, where we don't talk about what you want to talk about. We talk about what you want to talk about, maybe. But today, I'm here
we're talking about what I want to
talk about what this guy wants to talk about. Usually what he wants to talk about is what we always talk about, because come up with good topics. So I'm here with Tyler.
And none of you send suggestions.
Yeah, it's also true. So here with Tyler. We got Nathan. We got Dwayne in the back.
Yo.
Dirty beard.
Dirty Beard Dwayne.
Beard is weird.
And we are going to talk about do decks that basically don't attack. Like no attacks Heidi and the Nacrous Fatality build, the fear of women gift.deck.meme.org.discord.toxic. Should those exist? Nathan, should they exist?
Absolutely not. This is a game called the Universal Fighting System. So the game is all about fighting. In a fighting game, if I stand across half of the screen and I'm blocking the whole time, I will take chip damage. I will eventually lose due to timeout if I never throw an attack the entire game. I cannot, however, sit here and mill out my opponent, whether it's just by being a dill hole or by auto-winning with some snazzy shenanigans and stacking a bunch of mechs that blow you out. Or blow you, who knows. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
But Tyler, are you on the opposite spectrum of this, or we have to switch spots and have you in the middle and me on this end? You're waiting too long.
Yeah, I'm definitely in the middle.
Okay, he's on the middle, so we're not switching spots because I don't take up my prime position. I think they should because there are, and not necessarily like there are still timeouts in fighting games, and deck outs are kind of like a timeout. You know, not like a timeout, slap you on the wrist, on the booty with the belt, and send you to the corner. More like, hey, you couldn't kill your opponent fast enough. You know, get good. Something like that.
In the case of someone like E Honda, which mills your opponent if they block, so you're punishing them for not taking damage essentially, and you win by timeout.
Yeah.
I get it. But someone like Heidi is essentially, I blocked, I got my super meter, and by using all of my super meter, you die immediately.
I hate Heidi in general because I think it's just. I hate you win gimmicks, even though we are having some in the My Hero Academia set. Spoiler alert. You know, they are fun. They're gimmicks, but they shouldn't.
And 3 were printed in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. I almost got Fatality off tonight, which would have been sweet, but he knew I had Fatality in my hand. But I think
Because you showed him.
Yeah, that's also true. But I was like, I have Fatality. You win. You lose if I play something. But we're working off topic. But I think they should because, like I said, there are timeouts in fighting games for both players, you know, but it's a weird thing in fighting games because some of them like your health meter, if some are higher, doesn't your opponent lose then?
At timeout, if you had a higher life meter, you win that round.
Yeah, so
on the next.
it's kind of weird that, you know, when we go to time, normally we don't have that rule, but I get it because then people will just play all high health characters and we never see a 7-hander ever again.
Like Dr. Casa.
Yeah. Or T-Hawk. With Snoop. But I think it should.
All right, Tyler, what
What are your thoughts? You're in the middle, but on the end.
So, do I like them? No. Do I think that they're interactive? No. But like take Mortal Kombat for example. You have the style Noxious on Reptile, which is as long as you're next to your opponent, you're just constantly losing health. So if you can call your blocks, you'll take less damage than your opponent, and you can actually win by not throwing anything. It'll take forever, but you can do it.
You eventually time out.
So that's and that's essentially what those decks are like. Do I like that they exist? Absolutely not. Do I think that people who come up with those things are thinking outside the box? Yes, and I commend that.
Yeah.
I always commend out-of-the-box deck thinking.
It does show that people are putting thought into, hey, I just don't have to blah, 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 like shit, stats and attacks all over everything.
Yeah.
I can play a defensive game plan. I can win by getting rid of all your attacks. Because basically, what are you going to do if your opponent just removes from the game all your attacks? You can't do anything. You might as well just scoot because...
Hope you draw one tech sphere.
That ain't happening. Whatever, but it doesn't. Because
But-
all your tech spheres are removed too.
Yeah.
Because they fatality them away.
That'll be the first thing that they try
Normal.
in a tech sphere.
But anywho, But yeah, I think, it's yes and no. I guess we're split 50-50 because he's middle, I'm yes, you're no.
I will admit that it's potentially healthy for the game to have these outs, but when somebody just raffle stomps a PTC by saying, no, you have no attacks anymore,
Well,
I'm gaining
to be
life.
fair,
Here's the middle finger.
that deck has been around for a while. It's just never had an engine like Fatality to make it that aggressive. Because normally the way the deck was played, because Devin played it in the Alberta Beatdown. If you'd watched the show, if you'd watched the Gao tournament, we talked to Devin. Devin talks about his Alberta Beatdown event. Without Fatality, he played with Fatality, but he said before Fatality, the deck would usually be a 45-minute win, and then you just
Draw
out game 2. But if you lose game 1, there's no way you're coming back because the way the deck operates, Fatality just sped it up. And then there's that Quan Chi card that if your opponent goes to deadlock, you can remove, like Manipulative and Deceptive or whatever. That removes 3. You got Rhythmic Fighting Style that removes attack. So the pieces have been there. And Mill's always been like a thing that people have liked. It's a cool Mill. Aaron, a former player of ours who moved.
built like no attack.
Every
played
Team Elizabeth
every Team Elizabeth character. He wants to mill you. He just likes it. So, but I think it commends more on staying alive than actually milling your opponent out. So it's a different mindset in a way that a lot of newer players don't have anymore because the way how the sets have been
linear towards
aggro.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So how do you feel about Jasco leaked a document to me that I post on the US Record page about what they see as symbol identity? Symbol identity for Mill is all, and yet the best Mill deck in the game right now is life.
Well, to be fair, it could be played off of all as well. They just share a bunch of symbols.
Yeah, the engine.
I know.
The fear of winning.
I know that. But actually, technically, Anachrist is the engine. It's just life defends itself better.
That's true.
Yeah. So it's just. But again, this is Jasco we're talking about, and they sometimes forget symbol identity when making cards.
The big thing
But
is,
that's a totally different topic, though. The symbol identity. But I think we just gotta leave it at half and half because I think they're cool and they're needed because you can't always just have punch your face in the aggro all the time because the game gets boring and someone's thinking outside of the rewards outside the box deck building, which is what we love in UFS because that's one of the best things about this game is that your deck building skills are shown in your decks. Obviously, that just is a complete and stupid thing I just said, but anyway.
And the main reason why I'm in the middle is that if it didn't have answers, it would be a negative play experience.
Yep.
But it definitely
It has
does have
answers.
answers. And now that it's won a PTC, people are going to look at those answers and have a sideboard.
And on the Guile treatment, we also talk about cards that can beat it. Well, first we talk about the deck, talk about how to improve the deck, and then we talk about how to beat the deck. And
Set through all two
what Devin said is you just gotta just not respect it. You just beat the hell out of it. You don't play normal UFS against it. You just attack from the outright.
As somebody who plays quite possibly some of the most straightforward decks ever, where I'm just going to build a lot, play attacks.
You don't want to do that against
Oh,
him.
I hate the concept that if I don't essentially light my feet on fire and kick you with them,
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to lose.
But that's another big thing. As a player, you have to be able to adjust to your opponent's deck, because or else you will get disrespected by your opponents.
Yeah, that is true.
And that's in any matchup. That's not just that matchup.
Yep, very true. All right, so we're gonna move on to the next topic. So thanks for watching. Bye.
Take care.